Well, let's begin here. Residents of the Middelpos informal settlement are calling for the maximum sentence to be imposed on Kelly Smith, Jacquen, Appollis and Steveno van Rhyn this week. This ahead of the start of sentencing proceedings, which are set to get underway in Saldanha Bay on the Cape West Coast. On Tuesday, the trio were convicted earlier this month for kidnapping and trafficking the 6-year-old Joshlin Smith. She disappeared from her home in the Middelpos informal settlement on the 19th of February last year. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah and cameraman Joshua Sharrock have more for us.
A day before Kelly Smith, Jacquen, Appollis and Steveno van Rhyn appear in the Western Cape High Court sitting in Saldanha Bay, residents here in the Middelpos informal settlement say that they want justice. I'm in Middelpos at the moment, and just behind me, of course, is the shack, the home where Kelly Smith lived, and also from where Joshlin Smith, then 6 years old, went missing on the 19th of February last year. I'm joined now by a neighbour, Sinazo Kolisi. Sinazo, good afternoon to you. You were telling me just now that your community is still suffering after what had taken place. Explain to us what, from the beginning, when you first heard that the child went missing, up until now, what is the feeling of the community, especially now that sentencing in this matter is taking place this week?
We are not feeling well because the mother, I think she knows the truth. You can't gain a weight while you're losing a child. Why she's gaining a weight while you're losing a child? If you lose a child, most you have a stress. You're supposed to lose the weight, but instead of she's gaining the weight and she's happy most. I think Kelly Smith, she knows the truth.
Take us back to February last year. You told me that you, as well as the community of Middelpos, were part of the search. What did this do for, especially in the area, people were concerned and worried about children even now?
Yeah, we did research, show me last year. We searched the child. We were busy there researching all the Tapak by, I don't know what place we called. But the mother of child, she was not worrying while we were searching the child. Even the stepfather, he was not worried. Instead of searching the child, when we supposed to go and search the child, when we asked him why we don't search the child, the response was, I'm tired because I was searching the child for the whole day. Why are you tired while we search your child? Why he was tired. So tomorrow we're going to see sentencing starting in the High Court in the White City Multipurpose Centre. And by Thursday, the three of them, as well as everybody concerned, will know what their sentences are after they were found guilty already. What is it you hope will come from the court process? We want life sentence for Mother Kelly. We want the court life sentence. Life sentence, yes.
Thank you for speaking to me, Sinazo Kolisi. Of course, they're one of the residents here in the Middelpos informal settlement, a neighbour of Kelly Smith, saying that the residents here in this area do indeed want to see justice happening. We, of course, know that earlier this month, the three of them, Kelly Smith, Jacquen, Appollis, as well as Steveno van Rhyn, found guilty on charges of kidnapping as well as human trafficking. Just now, we've heard that some of the community members here are calling for a life sentence. We do know that the charge of human trafficking does indeed carry a prescribed sentence of life in prison. But of course, what we'll see taking place over the next 2 days would be arguments in aggravation from the state. Of course, the state had indicated that it will be calling an expert in human trafficking, Dr. Marcel van der Wart, based in the United States. We expect that his testimony will kick off proceedings. And of course, we know that reports have been ordered to be compiled on the three accused in this matter, their circumstances and so on. At court last Friday, we did hear in court that at that stage it was not clear whether counsel for the defence will indeed call any witnesses to testify in mitigation of sentence. But here in the Middelpos informal settlement, we do know, as well as in the wider Saldanha Bay area and also the entire South Africa, this is a case that has gripped the nation's attention. A young girl, 6 years old, having gone missing. And I'm joined now by another resident who will speak to me, Sinuvuyo Rolo. Just very shortly, you were also telling me just now that you are a neighbour, you live in this area, and what you're asking for is for justice. What do you want the court to do with sentencing this week?
Justice must not sentence Kelly Smith. Justice must, as we want Joshlin Smith come back before her mother
Sentence.
to be sentenced.
You were part of the search looking for the child?
Yeah, I was. And I'm still one who Joshlin Smith come back.
So you say that you don't want Kelly Smith and her co-accused to be sentenced before they say where Joshlin is. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They must ask mother of Joshlin where Joshlin is. Then
After.
then he must question. Then Joshlin, we want to see Joshlin back. Oh, where she is. Then Magat Joshlin must go to must sentenced.
After.
Thank you, Sinivuyo. Of course, they're just two of the voices coming out of the Middelpos informal settlement today, saying that the end goal, justice in this matter, would be for the return of the child to find out exactly what happened to the 6-year-old grade 1 learner. Of course, this has been the sentiment over the past year and 3 months. People have been calling for those with information. The mother, in some cases, you've just heard there now, saying that people should be telling the authorities where exactly the child is. Many community members here have spent days and nights in search of the child. We do know that up until this point, according to the official police reports, as well as, we've questioned the NPA and so on, the case regarding the missing child is still open. And then they have appealed time and time again for people with information to come forward. But at this stage, Joshlin Smith is, of course, still missing. Let me just say that when the state did their arguments in court, we heard that this case, according to the state, is an important one for jurisprudence, because in many cases, when it comes to human trafficking, usually, or kidnapping, usually at the end of the day, it is the witness themselves that will give evidence. In this case, the child is still missing. She is not yet found. And of course, the state then having succeeded in having the three accused convicted on those charges of kidnapping and human trafficking. Of course, what they will push for now is a maximum sentence. And all this will play itself out when sentencing procedures take place in the White City Multipurpose Hall here in Saldanha Bay from tomorrow. And of course, Judge Nathan Erasmus then saying that he would deliver judgment, or rather sentencing, in this matter come Thursday.
All right, Vanessa Poonah there for us.